So this is 119. All right. Here's what the quadratic formula looks like. Like I said, it's ugly. It's going to look scary, but it's not. You're just plugging in values. X equals negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac divided by 2a. Now, do you need to memorize that for your final? No, because you're going to write it on your cheat sheet, right? And what are all these values? What are b and a and c? Well, they're this stuff here, okay? For this particular equation, what is a for this equation? A is just the coefficient on x squared. What is the coefficient on x squared? A equals 1. Does everybody see that? There's an understood 1 in front of this x squared, right? B equals, I'm not writing my A very well there. B equals what? What's the coefficient on the x term? It's a negative 2. You guys see that? Is it starting to click yet? What's the coefficient on, what is the value of our c term?
15.
Negative 15, right? So can everybody see where I got A, B, C from based on this equation? I'm just now going to take these values and I'm going to plug them in that formula right there. All right, so I'm going to say negative b is negative of negative 2, right? Because it starts with a negative b. So we put my negative 2 in there. Plus or minus the square root of b, again, is negative 2, so negative 2 squared, minus 4. What is a? A is 1. What is c? C is negative 15. All right, all of that over 2 times a is 1. All right, and then I'm going to just punch stuff in my calculator and simplify that. All right, so the negative of negative 2 becomes a positive 2, right? Plus or minus the square root of, what's negative 2 squared? So positive 4, right? Positive 4 minus 4 times 1 times negative 15. What is that? We need to make sure we keep our signs correct. So 4 times negative 15 is negative 60. So this is a negative 60. I simplified a little bit, all of that's over 2, sorry. I simplified a little bit further and I get the 2 plus or minus the square root of 4 plus 60. So this is the square root of 64 divided by 2. What is the square root of 64? Square root of 64 is 8, right? So that's 2 plus or minus 8 over 2. And so that means we're going to split it up at this point. This means that x either equals 2 plus 8 over 2 or x equals 2 minus 8 over 2. And when I complete the math for that, 2 plus 8 is 10 divided by 2, which is 5. And so x equals 5, or x equals 2 minus 8 is negative 6 divided by 2, which is negative 3. That's my values for x. The same thing that we found right here. Okay? So the quadratic formula will always work. You could use the quadratic formula every time and never even factor, and it'll work. But why would I want to do all of that, right, when I can just factor? If you can factor, just factor. But like I said, if you get something like a 16 right here that you can't easily factor, and now c is negative 16, the quadratic formula is going to be your only choice to figure that out. Okay? All right, that's it for today. I will post these lectures online. Thank you for continuing to remind me of that. But remember, next week we will have our final class. Make sure you make you a note card, and you should be in good shape.